So it's Anthony and Mackie's first theatrical outing as Captain America. Is it going to be worth watching?
Let's find out.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Movie Review. I'm your host Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up?
Hey, it's Greta.
And we are back once again. It has been quite some time since we've done a movie review. I think the last one was our Wicked review, which officially only people who've subscribed to our Patreon and or have helped out our GoFundMe have access to.
So you're missing out if you haven't.
But this is our official full review of a movie. And this is one which actually has been sitting some time because we've waited quite a while to see this. This one has been in a little bit of development hell for a little bit of time. But beforehand, let's get all the basics out of the way. Remember, you can check out any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com or youtube.com/Spiraken. We're also on Blue Skies at spiraken.social.blueskies and on YouTube at youtube.com/@Spiraken. And if you're watching on YouTube, remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell for notification when we release new episodes. Also, we do have a GoFundMe. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's actually get to it because we're here to talk about a movie that's actually, well,
Kind of awesome.
kind of awesome, kind of different, and also it's
Not what I was expecting.
yes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the movie that we're talking about is actually Captain America: Brave New World, the fourth Captain America film. Can you believe it? 4 Captain America movies, and we're finally getting the one where we have the Falcon, aka Sam Wilson, as Captain America.
Because he's not the Falcon anymore.
No, he's not. For that, you've had to watch The Falcon and Winter Soldier, a TV show on Disney Plus. Which, unfortunately, if you did not watch that, you will have no idea how this all happened. You'll just be like, oh, it's Captain America. How'd this happen?
It's a good movie. You'll still like it.
Well, let's get on with the basics about it, because this is directed by Julius Onah, has a ton of screenwriters because this has been rewritten so many times and reshot so many times. And like I said, starring Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez. The big one is going to be, of course, we can't talk about Harrison Ford without Harrison Ford. He's in this. Liv Tyler's in this, Tim Blake Nelson, and with a kind of cameo, not really, we've got Giancarlo Esposito in this. And the premise is that when a new threat threatens the world, can newly appointed Captain America Sam Wilson rise up to the challenge as he himself, or is he going to fall into the traps of what's occurring with the new villain who's setting things up to make the world a worse place?
Dun, dun, dun.
Very...
It's a brave new world.
It is. Actually, originally, the original title for this was New World Order.
There's a lot of different titles for this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of editing. There's been a lot of reshoots. There's been a lot of
visual editing for this. And actually, if you watch the original trailer, which we're going to flip to right now, that is going to be this one. If you watch the original trailer, this was a totally different feeling movie when it originally was designed. This felt more like a political drama as opposed to what it was, which is more of a superhero mismatch that's kind of a bit of a sequel to The Incredible Hulk. It is a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, really, because
This is not a spoiler. That's on the posters and stuff.
it is on the posters, unfortunately, which really was a shame because they should not have spoiled any of that at all. But this is more of a sequel to The Incredible Hulk and a sequel to a couple of other things as well, including the Eternals. Because what's occurred is that Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, the thorn in most metahuman and superheroes in the Marvel Universe, has become president.
And he shaved his mustache.
Yes, and as you can guess, he's trying to make people forget about all the horrible things he did, like the Sokovia Accord.
He wants to be a good president.
He's also kind of crazy because of all the things he has done. He's done some horrible things.
Who's not a little bit crazy, though?
He has done horrible things, though,
Yeah.
let's be honest. And a lot of things he does are actually like crimes, but he doesn't. But of course, he's president, so it'll be fine. And in his first 100 days, he wants to define himself. And how is he going to do that? By making a peace accord with all the other nations at what's called now Celestial Island, which, if we watch the Eternals,
is where the world was going to end because the Celestial was
going to hatch out of Earth.
Yep.
And thanks to Cersei, she turned him into essentially an island. And they found an interesting new mineral, a fun new mineral, a very important mineral for Marvel fanboys. Adamantium. So we're finally getting Wolverine. Yay! And maybe we'll get it into.
But I thought Wolverine came like a long time ago, but you need to have adamantium. Go ahead, burn me in the comments. To make the
To give him his claws that are not bone claws.
and his bones. Don't
Yes.
they change his whole skeletal
Yes.
structure?
But that's because
But in the past,
yes.
so
But they're finishing off the multiverse finally, and they're going to merge them all into one world, which is what we're waiting for. This is what's going to happen in all the new things. They're getting rid of the multiverse. They're going to just combine them into one world, and then we're going to get all the different variants all together.
now, if you don't watch all this stuff, if you haven't watched all of it, it's still a good movie. But if you've watched all of it, it all comes together, and it's epic. So if you want to do your homework, there's a few things you need to watch.
There are, and a lot of people are talking about how bad this is, how rough this is, and we're going to get into all of that. Because for the most part, this film
I liked it.
is a enjoyable film. It's a fun film, but it is not a perfect film by any means. The first act is rough. You could see where the editing changes. There's scenes where you see it's obviously a stunt double, and it's rough. Also, some other sequences, you could see the bad ADR. Like, there's a sequence where Thaddeus, Thunderbolt Ross, is talking to Sam Wilson, saying, listen, let's bury the hatchet. It'll be all fine. You want to work with me. The scene was shown in the trailer, and then you hear it in the movie, and it's
different.
It's two completely different dialogues. It's like a bad Japanese dub.
But that happens every once in a while where, they'll come out with a trailer, they'll come out with all of that to get you excited for a movie, and that scene doesn't make it into the film, or it is a little bit different, but this one has a lot of those.
But for 100...
But it still has Captain America. It still has the Red Hulk in the poster. It's not a spoiler.
Which they should not have spoiled for that, but it's... Because it's... if you read the comics or whatnot, the Red Hulk is kind of a thing. Also, you do have the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, who is...
He's a great new Falcon. I like him as Falcon.
It's a good way to have him there, so you like, okay, that's Falcon, not Anthony Mackie. This is a different Falcon. He's based on Falcon 2, who's more of a metahuman, but I like how he's kind of a smartass. There are sequences where he does exposition dumps that obviously were filmed later, because you see Anthony Mackie has different facial hair, and I was like, oof, that's rough. Or there's a scene where Anthony Mackie in one scene has a broken arm, then a minute later, the broken arm's perfectly fine. He's wearing different clothes. That's perfectly normal.
How did I miss that?
That scene was bad. I was like, oof.
I don't know how I missed that.
And of course, for those of you who aren't aware, this is the Spiraken fan cat, Maddie, who has decided to jump in, and we're going to keep this in because everyone loves cats.
And we have enough bloopers already. We
do. So, what else is it about this film? Who are the villains in this besides Thaddeus Ross, who's trying to make things better? Well, an old, we're not going to spoil it too much, but an old associate of his comes back to play for revenge in a very intriguing way. And like I said, a little reference to Hulk. It's everyone's favorite person, the leader. Not to be confused with...
But we weren't doing spoilers.
Well, not too much. But, I mean, if you looked at the toys, here was how the leader looked. Did he look like that in the movie? No.
He was green.
No, they reshot all, according to Tim...
They changed it up a lot.
Tim Blake Nelson, they reshot all of his scenes. And you could see, some of the scenes that they shot are pretty, they're good, but the practical effects went from, he looks like comic accurate, to, he looks like a horrible abomination that was mutated.
He doesn't look like that. He doesn't...
No, he doesn't have hair anymore. No facial hair at all.
There's a little bit of hair on the bumpy brain parts.
Yeah, it's kind of gross, but he is the leader.
Wispy.
Which is a huge...
And one of his eyes is milky.
Yeah. Which they kind of make, but it's he is a major villain for the Hulk. He's like Hulk's main villain. And
he's a really good villain. You can see how he's like a bad guy.
Yeah, but they don't have no Bruce Banner in this movie. Not at all. No Bruce Banner. No other characters. No Doc Samson. Betty's in this movie for a little bit.
A sneeze.
Apparently she filmed a lot more. They cut it out.
She's on a phone call. And she's got one other scene.
They cut out. There's who was it?
I kept expecting her to show up.
There's 6 other people who were hired, like Rosario Santiago, the girl who played Alita Battle Angel. She was supposed to play Diamondback, one of the major members of the Serpent Society. She gets cut out. Oh, yeah, the Serpent Society is in this? Kind of. Again, the Serpent Society, who was originally the second Captain America movie, they got wiped out completely. Like, oh, we're going to keep them in here. And no, they're not. They're just kind of a second choice thing. They're not the supervillains that they're supposed to be. So on that end, rough. Now, we know we're bouncing all over the place. We haven't gone over the actual plot. We're not going to go over the plot. The plot is it's a movie where he's trying to be the best. It's Sam Wilson trying to define his legacy as Captain America. And
he's very much aware that he's coming up after
Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers, the perfect Captain America. And like, let's face it, he was like perfect.
Yeah. And there's a lot of great ideas in this film. There's a ton of ways it could have done. It could have been two adversaries, Ross and Wilson, who have history working together to better the situation. That could have been one option. Another option, it could have been this espionage where we don't know who to trust, and it turns out to this. That's not what happened. We had this other option, which was a complete allegory to trying to bring the world together where everyone's fighting over adamantium. There's elements where they get really good. It's like, this is a great idea, and then they go do something else. Like they
could have easily taken this whole movie and made it a series for television. It could have been multiple series. It could have been like the first part of it, and then boom, TV episodes, second part.
Which is what they did with with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was a great show. But now people watch it. The other thing is they added scenes in weird spots where it was kind of annoying. Like we had a great moment where they're building up this momentum of you learning some really important information. Then there's an action sequence right in the middle of it, which completely derails it and was obviously filmed because it said, oh, we can't have 10 minutes without an action sequence. They should have let it simmer like Captain America Winter Soldier, which I think is the better film.
But I think there is some fun action scenes.
It's a fun movie. There's a great, the third act is amazing.
And I think it's a great movie. It's a little slow starting.
Yeah, that first act is rough.
But it was I enjoyed it. I liked it.
And I like that we get nods to Isaiah Bradley again.
And not like when we had Not My Cap. He's a Thunderbolt now. Thunderbolt?
Yes, he's going to be
Thundercat.
Yes, U.S. Angel. U.S. agent is going to become a Thunderbolt.
Yeah, he was Not My Cap. But Thunderbolt, Thundercat.
Thunderbolt. Thundercat's something else entirely. That's a TV show, and that's also.
Put it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about getting those two mixed up.
Yeah, because this movie's also about Manchurian Candidate and brainwashing, and like I said,
which is really interesting how they did that. I liked it.
So comparing this one to...
I want to spoil it.
No, but comparing this one to Winter Soldier, which one did the Manchurian Candidate element better? Where Winter Soldier, where Bucky, it's like literally he does not remember who he is, and it's the trigger words.
Okay, but it's different because in this one, anyone can... I don't want to spoil it.
No, it's anyone.
Anyone could be manipulated
yes.
into being a Manchurian Candidate, to being downloaded to or whatever, and then triggered.
True.
And manipulated. So I feel like in this one, it's scarier because you do not know. Like Bucky, like, okay, the bad guys got him. They brainwashed him. Like, you knew that happened.
And he could.
But this one is like, it could be anyone holding a cell phone could be a bad guy.
True. Also, the other part is that one thing which they brought up is that Sam Wilson is not Captain America in the way that he is not a super soldier. He's a regular human. He has a Wakanda suit.
He didn't take the serum.
It's made of vibranium. And if you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, he didn't take the serum. Everyone's favorite psychopath did. And this is why it's like he has to deal with the fact that he's not a super soldier. And I love the fact that at one point someone says, no, you didn't need it. You're fine. And then later on I was like, bullshit, I needed this.
It's like, maybe it would have been good to have some of that in me.
But yeah, so overall, plot well done. Acting, I think that this is the best for most of them as they're going to do, because Anthony Mackie did do a great job.
Anthony Mackie did a great job. He wasn't acting. He is
Sam Wilson.
He is Sam Wilson.
But I think
Sam Wilson?
Yes, Sam Wilson. I
like
still
Captain
say
America.
best actor was Harrison Ford. He did not come to
Harrison Ford crushed it.
He came to act. All the things he was saying, you're like, oh my God, this is the thing I've waited for so much.
And you're like, is he too old to be
No.
He crushed it.
Now, for those of you who are unaware, he is the second actor to play, or third actor to play Thaddeus Ross, but second for the MCU because William Hurt passed away, which is a shame. But I think he does a great job with it. And we do get a shot of him with the mustache. And he does look good with the mustache.
He does look good with the mustache. But, like, slow clap. I mean, hats off. Like, totally crushed it. And I think in a lot of his interviews and things like that, he knows he crushed it.
He knows he crushed it, and more importantly, the scenes with the Red Hulk, which haven't, we're just gonna say he's in it for a bit. Those are amazing and they're well done.
I don't even have words. Loved
And
it.
overall, there's some really good elements. Oh, score is well done. It's not as memorable as the Captain America theme, but it is its own thing.
There's a lot of action scenes, and I like a good action moment. Some of them got a little bit.
I think this would have been.
I didn't think they needed as many.
No, they didn't. Like I said, the ones that they added in where you saw that they were added in, you did not need them. They could have kept it as the political thriller, and it would have worked a little better.
But I'm here for all of the throw the Captain America shield and hit people and do all. I'm here for that.
So for me personally, I was thinking about this all over the place because a lot of people were saying this is a horrible movie. It's the worst of them all because it's a to quote some people,
They are wrong.
It's a DEI hire because it's not Cap. It's like he's been this for 12 years. Sam Wilson's been Captain America in the comics, so it's not we just made this up. This was actually happened. This happened after the death of Cap. Well, actually, first you had Bucky as Cap, but that's a whole other thing, which is for a comic podcast, not for this one. But
I liked it.
But yeah,
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. It's a
good
movie.
Captain America movie.
Is it the best? But here's the thing: compared to the other ones, the other three Captain America movies, was this the best? I don't think so, because we had First Avenger, which is the introduction of Cap in 1944, him versus the Nazis. We had Winter Soldier, which is a
pretty epic,
amazing political thriller. Then we had Civil War, which is more of an Iron Man versus Cap movie than just a Cap movie. I will say that, but it's a still entertaining movie, and we get Spider-Man, and we get some great sequences, and Cap giving up the shield.
That was kind of awesome.
This one is epic. It's good. I think it's the weakest of it's tied for like third place because I love First Avenger, but it does not age well.
I think it's better than a lot of other movies.
For this phase of Marvel, though, I think it's one of the higher. It's up there. It's not because we've had a lot of bad movies this phase. I think that still Guardians 3 is still top. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is still the top for this phase. Compared to all the other ones. I like
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, like I said,
and you can't beat the music for Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is true, and I love the callback in that one, but it's like, because we had that. What is the other ones we had? The other phases for this phase, it was, okay, we're going to do a little cheat here. Oh, you're not working now. I love when mices are not working.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we are.
Hello.
All right, and this is phase 5 of the MCU, by the way. And so for phase 5, here are the films that were involved in phase 5. We had Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, which was a waste of Kang, and that was bad. We had Guardians, which is the top.
Yep.
We had the Marvels, which is fun. It's not good, but it's fun. What's her Iman? She carried that movie. Her back must be hurting for that. They should have made Ms. Marvel into the movie instead of the Marvels. Deadpool and Wolverine, really good movie.
That was fun. Bloody.
Fun and bloody, but not the
Love me a Ryan Reynolds moment.
And last and not least, we've got right now Captain America. So my rating for it was going to be Guardians, Deadpool, Cap.
I'm going to go Guardians, Cap, Deadpool.
Yep. And then you got, of course, Marvels and Quantumania, because I wanted to like Quantumania so much, and that was just so... And Marvels had some good elements, but like I said, I loved it because Iman was great, even though that Falcon scene is... It's so messed up.
I'm excited for Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts is going to be great.
My gut feeling is that it's not going to top this.
I think it might. I think Thunderbolts
But I could be wrong.
A lot of people are saying, oh, Thunderbolts just rip off of the Suicide Squad. It's like, kind of not. We'll go into a Thunderbolts deep dive later. But...
different review.
Yep. And then after Thunderbolts, then we got phase 6, starting with Fantastic Four and the end of the multiverse phase. Should be fun.
I like Fantastic Four.
I think it's going to be good, but we're going to see. But regardless, so out of our ratings, I have to give this a gift from your crazy. Not actually, no. This is a worth watching once in film or theaters. It's good. It's pretty good. But honestly, am I going to watch this again?
I think it's worth watching in theaters.
Yeah, it's worth watching in theaters. It's not a borrow from a friend. I mean, you're
I'm
gonna
not
watch
buying it.
Yeah, you're not gonna buy it. You're not gonna borrow it. You'll watch it once, and then you kind of you're not gonna forget about it. You might watch YouTube videos, but because it's worth watching, it's just not worth watching again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's worth watching in theaters.
like Deadpool.
I think it's worth getting the popcorn bucket.
Yeah,
It's a Captain America shield.
or it's the Red Hulk. It's one of those two. Yeah,
I think it's worth watching.
definitely worth watching.
And I think that, I mean, I might be skewed, but we got to see it on a weekend when there was a lot of people there. The theater was packed. And there's one particular action scene that happens. And as soon as it ended, you know, sometimes there's a little quiet moment right after an action scene, like, bow, 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 bow. It got quiet. And the one kid in the front goes, that was awesome. It was just really,
That was great.
you know.
Still, that does not beat watching Spider-Man be across the Spider-Verse. That guy said, "What the fuck?" At the end of it.
No swearing.
No, we can swear.
But the guy he was like, what did we just watch?
We get one curse.
Oh, well, that was the one.
We get one F-bomb. The rest of it we gotta work on. But really good, pretty fun, and more importantly, this is one of those movies which is just gonna be worth just going through. So anyway,
I liked it.
Hope you enjoyed this. Let us know your thoughts. You can email us at zanspiraken.com or spiraken@gmail.com. Definitely message us at spiraken.bluesky.social or leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Remember to like, share, subscribe. More importantly, last thing, our GoFundMe is still going on. If you're interested in helping us out to help fix our laptop, which helps us edit these podcasts and for me to actually go to other events, just remember to go to tinyurl.com/Spiraken or scan the QR code. Will help me to get to that point when I can fix this. Please with that. And with that in mind, I guess that's it. So as usual, I'm Zan.
I'm Greta.
We're Gonzo. Catch you guys next time and keep watching movies. See you later.